I'm actually really enjoying this game, so we're back in with another episode of Timberborn, and we're picking up pretty much where we left off from last time. Our second district is coming along pretty nicely here. We just need quite a lot more wood just to get some of these other buildings up and running. But so far it's going not too bad here, but I would really like to get a lot more of this land hydrated around here because there is a lot of it just dead and useless at the moment. So we do have nearly 250 science points, so I wonder if there is something we can get for that, which probably will be this irrigation tower, but I've also seen this water dump here as well, which just simply says it discharges water. And I don't know if that would be any better use than the irrigation tower. Well, we have the science points for it, so why not? Let's just go with this water dump. And I'm not really sure how this works. By the looks of it, we have a pipe that we just put into the water. Oh no, wait, that has a door that they can go into. So it comes out of the pipe. So if I placed it there, does that mean that they will fill that with water and it will drip down into this big hole here? And that then hydrate this land? I have no idea, but we're going to put this onto highest priority and see what happens. I think in our first district I'm just going to come around and turn off some of these jobs at the moment, just so that we have some beavers coming over to be our inventors, just to get even more science points up. That way then we can also unlock our irrigation tower and just play around with it as well. The water dump is going to require some planks to be made, so that means that we really need to get our lumber mill up in this new district running a lot sooner than later. So let's put that onto highest priority, as well as the power wheel. And yep, you guys have got a lot of work ahead of you here. Plus you still need to make your own houses here as well, just so that you don't fall asleep in the streets like these poor little beavers here. We are now starting to get quite a lot of trees growing up over here, so that means we're going to be left with quite a lot of wood in this district at the moment. And I've seen that we can make a distribution post which will distribute goods to other districts, as well as a drop-off point that will allow other districts to receive the goods. So we could build a building like that somewhere over here, just so that they can then gather up some wood and deliver it over to our other district here, seeing as this is a resource that they are really missing out on at the moment. Granted, that is going to cost 250 science points for the distribution post and a further 250 just for the drop-off point. We definitely need more scientist beavers. Okay, we actually just need more beavers in general, I think. So I'm very pleased that you're starting to build up these houses here, guys. We really need them up ASAP. We need more workforce. I've even seen that our small warehouse in our first district has 17 planks inside of it. That would have been really nice to actually send over to a new district as well. There's a lot of new buildings here that we need to research and get up and running here. This is going to get really busy really quick, I reckon. Although I think we have a beaver just about to complete our lumber mill there. Okay, that's good. So once we get some power into it, at least we will be self-sufficient with planks over here now. And we're still waiting on them building a dam over here as well, which I don't think we will get in just before the next drought comes. But I really want to see if this will be enough just to stop the water here, so that this piece of land keeps hydrated over the drought. And I can see that the beavers are really hungry over here now, which means we might not have any berries for food. We have 0 berries here in the small warehouse. I might need to move all of the beavers here just back over to our first district, just so they have some food, at least until we do get up this distribution post. Then they can send food over as well as wood. Okay, let's just do that at the moment then. Let's migrate the 7 of them back over to our first district, and we will get some more beavers over here working in this newer district eventually. And the hungry beavers return and go immediately into the warehouse just to get some grub. Okay guys, well at least we're definitely going to have plenty of scientists now. In fact, 4 of them are now unemployed. Well, we can always use some more builders then, as well as some berry gatherers. But it looks as if their housing is nearly complete here, so a few more logs and I reckon that will be those up. Then we'll just need to get the actual pathing up to them. Good, that's the final house done. So they'll make the stairs, and then they'll make the pass up, and they should then be usable. Which they're making a start on doing that right now. Okay, excellent. We will get some more beaver babies in really soon. And I really wish that they would just complete the stairs here, because we apparently have 6 homeless beavers, which really do not need to be homeless at the moment, guys. We are literally waiting on one more log for these stairs to be done, which I do think that beaver there just brought over, so this should be the stairs up, which should mean our housing is now going to be usable for them. And I can see our homeless population has just dropped to 0. That's absolutely perfect to me. See? I can look after things sometimes. Well, as much as I would like to continue making up this district here at the moment, I think the next port of call should be making these distribution posts, just so then we can actually start sending some food, water and wood over there so they can actually survive for a bit, at least until they become self-sufficient enough over here so that they don't need to receive any items. So I guess for the next while we are just going to have a very busy district over here. And that's okay, because we are going to start getting a nice stockpile of things by the looks of it, which will only help us out during the drought period, I suppose. Although that symbol over our warehouse there is suggesting that the building is full, and it would cost another 250 science points to upgrade to a larger warehouse, or 1,000 points for an underground warehouse. Or in other words, we just really need a lot more science. And we just had quite a big baby boom there. That was a lot of kids just born. So we are now up to 37 beavers that we can potentially kill. Alright, awesome. Well, we now have enough science points for us to get the distribution post, so let's actually go ahead with that. And this is an interesting looking building. Where could we place it? Let's just tuck it in right there actually, okay. And it's very easy to build, 30 logs and 15 planks. So they'll get that up and running ASAP, seeing as I think that's the only build that we have over here. And we'll place another one just over in this district here, but really we need these drop-off points, otherwise these buildings are a bit of a waste at the moment. Well, we're 10% of our way to getting that upgrade, so we just need some more scientist beavers doing their job. I'm wondering to put one of these water dumps maybe over here instead and just connect it to this district, so at least they will build it for us and we can see how this is going to work. But that's good. That is our distribution post now up, and it can have quite a lot of workers in it by the looks of it. So whenever we do get the drop-off point, that will make this building functional. But for the moment, let's just pause it. And good, our little beavers are already making their pathway up to this water dump, so we will get it up and running ASAP as well. And it's the all too familiar annoying tick of a drought incoming. 3 days time and then it hits. But I'm not worried whatsoever, because our little district here is working really well for us, so I have no doubt that they will survive the drought with absolutely no difficulty. I can see we have a little army of beavers over here trying to make this water dump for us, so it really shouldn't take too long until it's built. In fact, I think this little beaver there is making it for us. Okay, excellent. We now have a water dump up and working for us, and we actually have a worker inside it. Who is this little beaver here, and what are you waiting on? We just need some water into the building, which this little starving beaver here is just bringing along, so that's 10 of 15 water, and I can see it pouring down actually and starting to fill up this area. Interesting. Well, it's certainly starting to flood the area here, so we will see. And it's hydrating quite a lot of the area around it as well. We again had another little baby boom last night, and our population is now up to 43 beavers, and we have quite a lot of unemployed beavers now at the moment as well. But not for too much longer, seeing as our science points are now over 250, which means we can now buy this drop-off point one, so let's get it. And this building isn't as big as the distribution post, so let's place one there. And place one there as well. And now that we have the drop-off point, let's start the distribution post up again, and that will take care of all of our unemployed beavers. So let's add a new distribution route, and select the drop off point here, and we are going to send over some logs. So I believe this little trail of beavers here are now going to start taking some goods over to our other district. Well, maybe they might. We might need some workers over in this district first, but that is the drought now started. Oh no, I can see them coming now. Okay, they were just waiting on it becoming daytime. But that's fine, they will distribute things into that little post there, and that's going to be a nice way for us to start moving items back and forward through the districts. But once again, the drought has hit this area pretty hard. This area is still hydrated just thanks to the water dump, and the U-bend area here is also still hydrated, so I still reckon that we're going to be absolutely fine here, although I am just going to keep an eye on our water levels here because it is dropping a little bit. Yes, because just even overnight there we dropped by quite a lot of points, but I think for the moment we are going to pause this water dump just to try conserve as much water as we can over here. I'm a bit worried about this at the moment now. I'm going to migrate another 10 beavers over to our second district here now that they have some wood. I probably will make up another route as well, just to send over some food. So they can get lots of carrots as well, and that will mean they will get some food and wood over in this district, which hopefully will keep them going just during this drought. If they start to starve or start to dehydrate, then we will just ship them back over to our other district, but I think at the moment they might be able to do a little bit of work over here. While the lumber mill and the power hamster beaver wheel are both now up and functioning, we just need some gears in, and then they will be self-sufficient with planks over here. Food wise in the second district here is not looking good, the water ditto actually, and I hadn't realised in our first district that we don't have any food at all at the moment, so we are going to get a lot of starving beavers. We do have a lot of carrots, so I'm hoping that they will start harvesting those soon, because if they don't, then all of our good work up until this point is going to be for nothing, guys. We really need you to start harvesting some of these carrots. I think I'm going to need to remove this food distribution that we have at the moment, and this will be the last food that this district will get for a little bit. So I'm probably going to need to migrate these beavers back the second they start getting hungry here. But I'm hoping that they might get a few more buildings up here and built just in the meantime. But this district really requires all of the food at the moment, and I think we are going to be lucky if we don't get any starvation deaths tonight. Maybe because our population is now as big, we should start thinking about maybe putting in some more farmlands with this area that we have here. Also, I've noticed that our little well here has completely dried up thanks to the drought, so that was definitely a good waste of water. I think I might take this time just to put in another one of these farmhouses just to help them out here. Perfect, that can sit there. Let's set this to highest priority just so that they come over and build it ASAP, then we can get some more farmers in because we have plenty of carrots, which means plenty of food. There is maybe no need for us to be starving here, guys. Well, nighttime is upon us here, so let's get ready for all of the starvation death messages coming up. Well, there's the first one, which isn't too bad actually. We got to cycle free day 18 before our first starvation death, and the building projects over here are coming along pretty nicely. We now have some housing up for them. So just a few more builds to go and they will be complete here, and they still have a little bit of food left over, so that might get them to the end of at least this day, but I do reckon I will need to migrate them back over a lot sooner than later. And I've just realised we have a lot of berries over here that we could be harvesting, so let's put in a couple of gatherer flags and get those berries out ASAP. In fact, let's move all of those beavers straight back over to our first district just at the moment, because we need the workforce over here, we need some farmers and we need some berry gatherers. Good guys, good. That's what I like to see. Let's get these buildings up so that we don't starve to death. Well, we at least have 4 farmers over in this big field at the moment getting our carrots for us, and our food is slowly starting to go back up at least. so we may have staved off hunger for the moment. There's the drought now ended, and we only had one beaver die of starvation during that. Just a hell of a lot of hungry and thirsty beavers around the place at the moment. But they'll be able to sort themselves out of that eventually. And during our food shortage epidemic there, I have seen that our science points have accumulated by quite a bit. So let us finally get this irrigation tower and see what it's all about. Which it has quite a big radius then, so I'm assuming this is what it's going to hydrate. Let's stick one there. We have plenty of food in our district now, so there was really no need for you to go away and die of hunger there. Now was our sediment. He clearly wasn't fit enough for our little beaver colony here. So, good riddance to him. Right, I'm about to do something rather stupid, but I want to move this water pump just over a little bit, so I am going to destroy it for the moment. And then I'm going to replace it just one tile over, but that will then allow me to connect a path up like that and place down another water pump just beside it. In fact, I can even put down another water pump. So we will have 4 of them up here and running at some point, which I really hope will then take care of all of our water needs. But for the moment, they will need to survive with just the one water pump. And seeing as we are dying of starvation rather than dying of dehydration, I'm pretty sure they'll be fine with that. And as we have some more unemployed beavers, we will migrate them again back over to this other district and see if we can get it back up and functioning. Let us prioritise making these dams then, just to see if they will be viable for the next drought. Because I believe this area here will eventually have a lot of trees for them, which should definitely take care of all of their wood needs. Speaking of wood actually, we have 80 plus logs here already. So let's maybe stop sending logs over to our second district for now then, and we will just start stockpiling them back up here then. And yet again, another big baby boom. We are now up to nearly 60 beavers. 60 potential beaver graves. Oh, it just brings a tear to your eye. Well, the beaver there just completed their irrigation tower, and I am going to assume this is going to work similar to our water dump, where they will take water into it and it will just spread out over this land here. This little beaver is bringing some water into it, which, yes it is, okay. That is hydrating quite a bit of land around here. Supply will last for 0 hours apparently. Oh. I don't know if that's very good or not then. Oh well, let's just plant some wheat around it anyway, and if it grows, great, and if it doesn't grow, well, I tried. And beavers are now very thirsty over here because I did remove that water tower, and in fact we have had our first dehydration death. Well, I knew that was a possibility, but I really would have hoped that they would have gotten this water tower built sooner than later. We are 11 of 12 logs. I mean, really guys? Really? Our second district has over 100 water, so what I think I'm going to do is just migrate the entire population from District 1 straight over to District 2, just so they can go steal all of their water over here. And here comes our little army of thirsty beavers right now. And once these beavers have rehydrated here, I'm just going to ship them straight back so that they continue in their first district. Right then guys, back you go. I hope you all took enough to drink there, because I don't think there's going to be much water over here whatsoever. In fact, some beavers are still over here. Oh, I forgot to migrate the kids. Oh. Well, no great loss there really. I mean, it's going to be fine, because that's the second water pump now up, so we will have service resume as normal. We are starting to get some hungry beavers over in our second district, so I think we might need to put them up some form of farm here. So we'll sit an irrigation tower just like that, place in our farmhouse, and then we will just give them lots of carrots around here as well. And I'm hoping that will be enough to keep them satisfied for a while. If not, then we might need to start moving some food from this district over as well. How do we still have thirsty beavers? I have just seen that we can make some dynamite. It is going to cost 600 science points, but we are now well over 400 of them, so I think that is definitely going to be the next unlock that we get, because I wonder if we could destroy some of the land here and allow this water just to flow through to some of these other areas. Then we won't need to deal with any of these irrigation pumps or water dump nonsense. I don't have a clue, but it's definitely something that I will be willing to try. I really don't know why we have so many thirsty beavers over here. Probably because we don't have a worker inside this. Well, you guys know the drill. Head back over to the second district just to get a drink. And the beavers over here are actually starving, so I then need to send the beavers over here back to the other district just to get some food. Although I don't know which are the starving beavers. Well, we'll let the thirsty ones get a drink to begin with, and then we will just send everyone back to the first district just to make sure they get some grub afterwards. Okay, I think that's pretty much all of the beavers now being rehydrated over here, so let's send them straight back to get some food. This is definitely a lot more micromanaging than I would have wanted here, but until we get both districts up and working properly, unfortunately, I think this is the only way we can really do this. Banjin, for God's sake, I just sent you over here. Well, I did send him over here, but unfortunately, we don't have any food in our supplies at the moment, even though we have plenty of berries that I'm not quite sure why they haven't harvested. So I get the feeling that we're going to get a lot more needless deaths here, just because they can't be bothered actually working. Well, I have some good news here. Our carrots are finally starting to sprout, so food I'm hoping won't be too much of an issue. And all of our water pumps are now up and working here as well. So hopefully water also won't be too much of an issue. But even better, we are very close to our 600 science points so we can get our dynamite. And in fact, we just went over it there. So let us unlock our dynamite. And I have no idea how this works, so I'm just going to place one of them there. And this is going to require some explosives, which we can make in an explosives factory. It's going to require some power as well as free paper to make it by the looks of it. And we can make paper from a paper mill, just using some power and again another log. But this is going to require some science to unlock that, as well as some science to unlock our explosives factory. So we're definitely going to need to save back up just to get those items. So that then gives us something to work towards for next time then, I think. For today, I am pretty satisfied that we've gotten this far with so very few deaths, really, whenever you think about it. I mean, to be fair, all of the deaths that we have had today have been purely down to the beavers and not me. I've done my absolute best at micromanaging them. It's not my fault that they don't want to work. So I think next time we will definitely look into making some explosives. I get the feeling that that's going to be really rather fun to do. But thank you very much for watching today's episode of Timberborn. And as always, if you've enjoyed it, then why not give the video a like and subscribe as well, just to see what other chaos that we're going to come up with. But thanks again for watching, and until next time, bye for now everyone.